I was not even finished with this episode yet when Dee told me, I can't believe I misjudged Johny. And I was so scared to finish watching it. What the heck, Dee?
I don't know. I feel like a dupe.
Are we being fooled? Are we being fooled before now or now? I have so many questions. 90 Day. The Other Way. Season 7, episode 18. Adios. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Happy Tuesday and Happy New Year, Channel Surfers. Welcome back to Remote Reality. I'm Lauren, your friend and attorney host who loves to overanalyze everything, especially my favorite reality TV shows.
And this is Dee, her paralegal and sidekick.
Not reluctant today.
Well, I'm still getting over being sick, so we'll see.
You sound better than you did yesterday with Sister Wives, so that's
Yeah.
good.
The more I talk, though, the more I start coughing, so we'll see. And I'm really still nasally, which I'm always nasally sounding because I have allergies, so.
I feel like we're making you sick. This episode, though, 90 Day, The Other Way, Adios. Make it make sense.
I am so confused. I usually am not that bad at judging people's character, and I feel like I've just been completely duped. I've got some logical things.
This is what TLC editors do to us. They make us question ourselves. We have so much to get into today.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not liked and subscribed, though, make sure to hit the like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave us the 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And share with any of your friends that love TLC 90 Day The Other Way. We have been podcasting. We're in 2026. We started in about April of 2025. The YouTube around June. Originally, we were just going to do voice, but I reluctantly have dragged Dee and her face into the video world.
Yes, I'm not one of those photogenic people, and I definitely do not like being on video.
I have to say the first or only few times that I have not felt well and filmed from bed when I'm setting up lights and stuff. Like, am I on OnlyFans? What is mommy doing working from bed?
We need to put our feet on there if we're going to let's go for it.
These are nice, these puppies. Anyway, we'll start with Manon Anthony. Manon Anthony are saying adios to her parents. I could have sworn that this was all staged, that they weren't really moving to France. The fact that they were staying with her parents, that we saw LinkedIn where they had this online business, which presumably they're still running. We found that out when they looked at that first house, and Manon said she still had income coming in from the online business that her and Anthony started actually before they got married, before they had Ben. Again, he didn't quit to go be a stay-at-home dad. But they bought a house, and it is gorgeous.
It is super cute. Super cute.
It has all of these stone accents, the stone staircase, the bathroom that was like that dark brown. I loved it.
It was very provincial looking kind of in a way with the stone and everything, but I like that kind of stuff. I like that rustic look.
I felt like we were playing redecor. I was thinking, how would I decorate this room? That is a mobile game that Dee and I play, or I used to play. I jumped in just to show Dee how to trick the algorithm. And then
Sure. You were completely addicted to that. Like we were doing it almost 24/7 for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we were. I was beating your butt at it too. Just kidding. There's new B-roll. When we see Manon and Anthony leading into the scenes, she's now in this red outfit with this long, dark blue overcoat. And Anthony has on a leather jacket and jeans. But his hair, it's the old hair. It isn't the new, good-looking hair. We're back to mop coming out wet from a bucket. I wonder if that was filmed before they left the U.S. I can't remember what their B-roll was leading into the scenes before they came to France. I just know since we've been in France, it seemed very French stereotype. Those baguettes every week make me want to just indulge in a baguette.
Yeah, me too. I think her jacket had pinstripes too, because when I was looking at it, it really slimmed her down a lot. The way that the combination was, I was like, oh, that looks so good on her.
It did look great. She looks great in everything. She is so pretty. Every time she smiles, she like glows.
And she's got those little dimples. Like, they're so cute. Every time she smiles, you see them. And she's so fun.
She is fun. So, like, naturally beautiful. She really is stunning. Of course, she's a model. But, yeah, she is just a classical beauty. Now, I definitely felt seen when Manon is going through these stacks of clothes. Felt a little anxiety. I need to do that. I got stuff to organize it last year. I started organizing and then life happened. And that's where we're at right now with mine. But I was getting a little anxiety. And then she's putting stuff on the bed. Anthony's going, that's already folded. I've played that game quite a few times as I've been in this organizational progress. I guess it's progress. Anthony, he's just ready to shove it in garbage bags and get the heck out of her parents' house, which would be a me move 100%.
Me too. I totally move that way.
So much easier than boxing stuff up.
Well, and buying boxes or trying to find boxes, if it'll go in a garbage bag, that's where it's going as far as I'm concerned.
And you get the scented ones, and then they smell like lavender when you pull them out.
Yeah, just don't mistakenly get them pine ones. Those are nasty.
Oh, God.
They're nasty.
You smell like a wood floor. The move is giving Manon anxiety, not just because we're shoving stuff in trash bags, but now it feels permanent. Now they have sunk apparently every last dollar they had into this house. So we've got to find a way to have money coming in. She's gone on antidepressants to help with anxiety, which you go, girl. I took my Lexapro last night. Been wondering if I need to up it a little bit more because of all of the stuff we're dealing with right now with Jake having diabetes. But
my antidepressant is wine.
Cheers. But Anthony, he got a job. He's like a camp counselor for kids from the UK.
I was shocked. I'm like, how is that going to support them?
That was my notes too.
Right?
Because he's telling her you're going to stay at home. So I don't know, like, wouldn't that be seasonal?
I don't even know if camp, well, I'm sure he's being paid, but there's some camps where they're like volunteers. They're not even paid. So
I guess he is being paid because.
Right. He says it's a job, but I can't imagine that it's very much. Definitely not enough to support a family.
I think they're still running that marketing business from the U.S.
That would make sense. They're supplementing. Shit, I can't talk today. You know what I'm trying to say.
Supplementing.
Yes, thank you.
The income, or they're just having a storyline. So he's going to be a big old Boy Scout. I mean, actually, with the mop hair, I can see it.
I can see him in an outfit, with the little tie and a hat, and yeah,
rubbing two sticks together.
She'll probably have him do a strip. Yeah, she'll have him do a striptease in that outfit.
No. Okay.
Take it off. Look. Take it off, Anthony. Take it off.
Gosh. Boy Scout stripping. No. No.
Camp counselor, not Boy Scout.
Oh my gosh. Actually, what was that movie with Paul Rudd where they went to camp in summer? It came out in 2001, and Paul Rudd is, they're like older teen camp counselors, or maybe like in their early 20s, but he's just like making out with one of the other counselors and this kid drowns.
Shit.
They rescue him. Wait, did they kill a kid? I can't remember. I just remember Artie needed to take a shower. You hear his scene about American Summer. It was really funny. It's a good movie. You should watch it. It's a comedy.
I don't think I've
seen it. Sounds
like
a horror movie, but it has Paul Rudd, so I'm always game.
I just remember all the American Pies band camp.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one in the theater. I think I had to sneak in because I was not old enough to go in and see it. Yeah. But they both really love the house. Manon is dealing with the anxiety that she has. She's worried. All of their money is gone and they have debt, which is one of her big fears. She was talking about how at 7, she was dealing with that.
And she was also concerned that they were going to have to use credit cards to get things for the house because they don't have anything. Like her parents were giving them the mattress that they had been sleeping on, and I think some furniture.
They have thrift shopping there.
I don't know. I love thrift shopping, so that would be the best thing. And stuff in thrift stores would look really good in that house too, with the rustic look and everything.
Absolutely.
Go antiquing.
It's the last day with Manon's parents, which really is just them throwing a bunch of stuff into the moving van, telling her parents they can't keep Ben, which I was like, can I ship Jake over there?
You know, they were trying so hard to keep it. 2 hours away from them, too. I mean, I would have probably wanted to be a little bit closer so that you could get some help if you wanted to go out or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're 2 hours away. And yeah, our parents are not there to babysit. Although my neighbor, her mom lives, I think, a little over 2 hours away, and she actually comes in town quite a bit to watch the daughter. So I guess it just depends on, maybe they like drives to the country.
Well, you have friends and stuff that live close to you, too, that will babysit if you need a babysitter or something.
My friends have never babysat Jake.
Well, you babysit for a lot of them.
Yeah.
So if you needed someone, I guess you could probably I'm sure somebody would if you
actually,
asked
no,
them.
my next door neighbor did watch Jake once for a few hours, but
it's hard when you move somewhere and don't know anybody. I mean, the first time we moved with both of the kids, I was like 7 hours from my parents and knew nobody.
Well, and my friend's daughter, who now went off to college, but she used to watch him for us. Anyway, they'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
So they're moving to the countryside. I wonder if the countryside in France is like the country in the U.S.
What do
you have French hillbillies?
Shit, Lauren. I'm in the country. I'm a hillbilly, so I don't care. I'll say it.
You're in the beach country.
Yeah, but it's still in the country. I'm still out in the boonies.
It's not like
it's a good 40. It's a good 40 minutes. Well, I have lived in the country too.
I know, and you know that you ain't living in the country. Now she's saying there's no taxis, there's no food delivery. I mean, I've lived in places where it takes 30 minutes to get to town.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This country looked very pretty. French country. The hills, the land. Shoot, get those goats, Minna. That just means you're not having to cut grass. And you can make your own cheese.
Yeah.
Although,
I think it's a goat per acre.
Also get you a farm boy because she's not going to be scooping poop.
She's going to have Anthony out there dressed in bibs with no shirt because she wanted him to move the furniture with no shirt. Remember? Take your shirt off. You're going to take your shirt off, right? When you move the furniture, because I want to see your body. I want to see you sweating, she said.
Anthony's going to be like, Boy Scouts, today we are going to go scoop goat poop. Let's go.
Yeah. Boy Scout one day, farmer
Boy
the
Scout
next.
labor. I've got something for you guys to do in nature. You're going to milk my goats of their own little shop, and then Manon will turn it into soap. They'll get a badge. It's a win-win. So as they're leaving, Anthony stalls out on the hill. He's still learning how to figure out the manual, the stick shift. Kids nowadays, you know how to drive a manual, right?
Oh my gosh, I learned to drive a car.
Yeah.
On a manual. Yeah.
I think I did better driving a manual because it forced me to pay attention with my undiagnosed ADHD.
I was actually tasked with teaching my younger sister, to drive. And of course, my car was a stick. And I remember us sitting at the intersection and she rolled backwards through the stop sign like 6 times. And the traffic was so backed up and I had to get out.
You didn't say she was doing this in traffic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a side street in town and it's a very small town, but still, So we had to literally just let me take over. So I had to get out, switch places with her so that I could drive us off. And then after that, I was like, we'll go to this high school parking lot where there's nobody.
My favorite car I ever had was a stick shift. It was a Toyota Celica GT, which their one makes an appearance in this episode. It was my very first note with Chloe and Johny. We will get to it. They haven't made those since 2005. That's the year they stopped making it.
Yeah, my first stick was a Toyota Celica. I did too. It was so fun to drive.
But it looks like Anthony gets the hang of it. Once you get on the highway, it's easy. And Anthony, he is living his French dream up at St. Victor Bad Hill. So Manon is trying to explain what this French word means. She says it's a bad hill. It's hard to get to. And I wrote down, she was like, it's hard to access. And I said, okay, they're moving to the asshole of France, and apparently it's an exit only asshole. No entry. It's hard to enter. Exit only.
Sometimes where your brain goes.
Stinks. I'm sorry. That stinks for you, Manon.
Mm-hmm.
And as they pull up, blame it on the excitement. Blame it on Anthony learning to wiggle that stick. He hits the house, it looks like, which completely a me move. I scraped my car on the side of the parking garage the first time I drove it to court downtown. Those turns
You've
are
had a
wide.
lot of
That was a big car.
You've had a lot of mishaps in your vehicles.
Yeah, this is why I don't drive a lot. And we already talked about the house. Yeah, big day. Anthony's got a job. They've got a house. This is like a 180, completely different couple than last week. That was a lot for one episode. I'm surprised they didn't like ease us into it. They just threw it all at us today.
Oh, yeah, it was. And the view from their kitchen was amazing. It was so pretty.
I love this house, like leaps and bounds better than the other house. Although I think this one is probably more rural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
it makes me want to go to
location,
France now. I want to go to France.
Are we moving to France?
Yeah, find me a little house out in the countryside. I get a vineyard. I want to be close to a vineyard.
I was thinking they could do that. They have a lot of land.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Chloe and Johny and the confusion of it all. Now I'm going to try to compartmentalize this with what I was thinking when I was watching it.
Yeah.
We start with Chloe and Johny washing his car.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I spot in the driveway that red Toyota Celica GT that looked exactly like my favorite car I ever owned.
That wasn't the only thing in the driveway, though. There was a gray Beamer behind them, too.
I wonder if he lives in a duplex. Maybe those are other cars for the unit.
That's what I was thinking. Something like that. Or
I
like
could see Chloe driving a little Celica.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could see her driving the Beamer more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Who are we kidding? She's not driving the old Toyota. She's driving the Beamer.
It made me wonder, like, did they find a car? Because the Celica would be an older car. That the newest one is over 20 years old at this point.
Right.
Is Johny teaching her how to wash a car? Because it's not that difficult.
Well, he said that, it needed to be done once a week there because of the salt water. And she said to him when he had mentioned that she would just take it to a car wash. And he's like, that's $30 a week. You need to learn how to wash a car.
Absolutely. And the salt, I mean, even living up north, the salt can just rot out the metal, just really erode it. But he's telling her, like, spray it this way. I mean, all you got to do is get some soap in a bucket, wipe everything down, and spray it off.
Okay, I hate to say this. My husband was very particular with the way that a car had to be washed. And you always start from the top and work your way down so that it runs to the bottom. Because otherwise, if you start at the bottom and work your way up, it's like double doing it. It's a process.
What do you mean, with washing or rinsing?
With rinsing, because then you're going to have the dirty soap water running down on what you've already washed. So if you wash from the top down,
dirty soap water, the water has soap in it. It's clean.
But you're washing a dirty vehicle, so the dirt from. I thought you said you've washed vehicles. Like when I wash a car. And even though I have soap on my sponge and stuff, when I start wiping down my dirty car, that dirty soap water runs down the car.
But then you spray it off to rinse it.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. If you start at the bottom, you're just, I don't know, forget it. Just forget it. But the process is you start at the top and work your way down.
What do you think, Channel Surfers? How do you wash your cars? I mean, to be honest, I don't.
I was going to say, how often have you watched one?
But when I was a kid, there wasn't much to do in the country. Like, well, that's what we did, was we washed cars for fun and basically used them as giant water slides, and you just slide down. You wash it with your butt.
There's a process. Trust me, there's a process. My dad was the same way. When my dad taught me how to wash a car, it was the same thing. You start at the top of the car and you work your way down the car. You always do the tires last.
Well, Johny seems to be very into his car. Did you notice his vanity tire cover that says Johny?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are you a 16-year-old girl or a 30-something-year-old man?
It just makes it easy to find his. Maybe there's a lot of blue Jeeps or whatever it is over there. I don't know.
Somehow I doubt that.
I've had vanity plates, so I'm not going to sit here and criticize it. It was years ago, but.
Well, like I said, 16-year-old girl or 32-year-old man. What are we dealing with? Michelle talked to Chloe on the phone, and is glad that they went to talk to a lawyer, but she's frustrated that they haven't started moving forward with these plans yet. Michelle needs to calm down. Look, these are adults. They will figure it out. I wonder if the pressure Michelle is putting on Chloe is making her feel pressured to pressure Johny in turn.
Well, we didn't actually see Michelle talking to Chloe. So for all we know, Chloe could be saying it to push the issue because she's been pushing the last couple of episodes about them getting married.
Well, we didn't see it in this episode, but we definitely saw it when she showed up.
True.
Again, could be a TLC storyline, but her mom was giving a lot of pressure. Chloe feels like Johny has really started focusing on wanting Chloe to be what she said is a traditional wife, like doing housework, helping out around the house since the conversation with the lawyer. But also, we're 2 weeks in. The whole point of them moving together was to see what it was like to be in a relationship with each other. They haven't had that opportunity. So I was Team Johny on this.
I was too, because first of all, I didn't think the conversation that he started with her was about her being a traditional wife. It had nothing to do with that. He just wanted her to chip in around the house. If I'm the one doing the dishes. I'm the one, he's doing everything, and he just feels like it should be a joint effort with the both of them living there. But
he was saying, or she was saying, do stuff for him.
But that's not what he said. That is not what he said when he started the conversation, and he said, you don't help with anything around here.
I mean, the long and the short of it is they've got to figure out if they can live with the other person. Chloe, you aren't going to magically start doing your laundry because you get married. I'm not judging her. I'm not a
I'm
kind
not
of girl.
either.
And you know what? Still, I'm not, even though I've been married for 7 years. So yeah, they've only been dating a year. They've only been dating in the same country for a few weeks at this point. Johny sees marriage as a lifetime commitment. So I'm 100% on board with him figuring out if this works. Like, they should date a while. And if she can't trust him for a few months while they work out the visas, it's not going to change anything with marriage.
Right.
She is blaming herself, though, thinking that it's her. He doesn't think that she's ready. She's trying to convince him that she is. It's that he's not ready to commit to her. It doesn't mean that he'll never be ready. To me, Johnny's saying anytime. It's too soon.
That makes sense to me, too. I agree with him. I don't think that he's saying she's immature or she's not ready. He just wants to see if they're compatible.
And she might be completely ready for marriage. But if he's not, then there's nothing she can do to be ready to marry him. It's a two-way street. You both have to be ready. If you're ready and he's not, then wrong time. That's not the right guy. But I don't know that him all of a sudden wanting her to cook and fold towels is because they met with the lawyer. Even if they hadn't, this would be some of the growing pains they would still have just living with each other.
Well, and I mean, he wasn't even saying those specific things. He was just like, in general, just help out around here. Like, do the dishes, for crying out loud. He wasn't putting a list of things out there. He's just like, help out.
And maybe she's not a person that's big into that, and he's got to figure out if he can live with that. I mean, that's just
she'd have to do that.
Figure out.
She'd have to do that kind of shit if she was living by herself. I would think she would have to cook for herself or do dishes or fold towels. No,
you don't. You can have it in a laundry basket and just pull the clean one out of the folded up laundry basket. You can use paper plates or do dishes, every once in a while. Just eat microwave meals. Yeah. Trust me, there's ways around it.
I'm just saying.
Then Chloe tells him that she trusts him, so she feels like she's made progress on that. But at the end of the episode, she says she doesn't trust him. I wasn't believing that all of a sudden, after a week there, she trusted him.
No, especially with those friends that she has. I mean, they're constantly keeping doubts in her heads with their opinions.
It's like she's so desperate to marry him because she thinks that it's going to change everything, not realizing it's It's not.
It's not a fix-all.
It's not a fix anything. And the whole time she's doing it, she keeps restating that she has given up everything. She has put her life on pause, which pause seems kind of temporary. So to me, when she said pause, I was like, okay, so it is a test for you as well. It wasn't giving things up. And when Johny said, look, I'm not going to marry you because you moved here. Like I can't owe you everything because you've come here. That's not how this works.
You don't get to throw those sacrifices in my face every time we have a discussion like she's been doing.
I agree.
Yeah.
Look, you don't want somebody to marry you because you've guilted them into it.
Hell no.
That might be cute for a few months, but they're going to resent it. What you'll get is down the road, I wasn't ready to marry you. You forced me into this. And Chloe almost scoffs at the idea that this is a trial period, like an app or something. Chloe, that's what dating is. It is a trial period. And you guys haven't dated much, not in the same country.
Right.
And when we come back to their segment, this is where I was terrified to watch it because Dee said, oh my God, I misjudged Johny.
I can't believe I misjudged him.
So Chloe is checking into a hotel. And my first reaction, because I'm on high alert watching this, is that she seems pretty calm.
She did. I figured she would be a basket case with what we're getting ready to see. And she's calm.
I would have been a basket case. Unless she's just in shock.
She's either in shock or she's already moved into I don't give a fuck mode.
Or option 3, which we've discussed, likely this is filmed later. You mentioned this fight, this breakup, this Chloe leaving the house. None of this is caught on camera.
We don't see any fight on camera. We don't see her leaving the house. We only see her checking in to a hotel after the scene of them washing the car.
And then we see her friends showing up with wine, ready to go, ready for cameras. So my thought is film crew probably wasn't in Aruba when this happened, but they have to let us know what happened. So we're going to have the friends come over so she can explain to the friends what happened. We're going to pretend like it's the next morning. Because if that fight started going down and producers were in Aruba, they'd have been at that house before Johny got back from his friend's house.
Well, yeah, because I definitely would have liked to have seen it.
And unless they're holding some film back for the tell-all, I think we're getting a recreation, which happens a lot with reality TV. Apparently what had happened was the night before or the day before, Johny had gotten a new phone because his old one was broken. And his old broken phone was sitting on his nightstand. And because Chloe doesn't trust him, even though literally the scene before she's telling him, marry me, I trust you, she can't help but to go through this phone. So she starts scrolling and she comes across a message where he's telling a girl that he misses her. And I'm analyzing this piece by piece. So context, please. Like, is this your cousin you're saying you miss? Is this your friend? Like, I tell my friends I miss them if I haven't seen them in a while. I want some context. When did this happen? When was this I miss you message?
Yeah, I do the same thing. I tell my friends I miss you and I love you and things like that. So that's not enough for me.
Second thing is she saw emojis. It looked like he was doing emoji reactions on social media. So I guess like hearting girl statuses, laughing at it. For me, also could be totally innocent.
I agree.
Well, this next part, I had to watch this back. I had to watch this back like 3 times because I could not believe my ears. Johny had been sending messages to a girl on social media. And apparently this girl has reached out to Chloe since they've been together, telling her how pretty she is and asking her how she knows Johny, which that part was kind of strange. But Chloe says that Johny was messaging her on social media even when they were into ITMs. And we see a clip with them both sitting there on their phones while they're filming, and the production is like, get off your phones. And then she says that right there, right beside her, he is messaging, asking her for nude pictures, telling her he misses sex with her. And I had to go back. I was like, what? So what we know is he was sitting beside Chloe when he was asking her for nudes and saying he missed her and he missed having sex with her. Because you see Chloe saying all of that. There's like no cuts, no breaks, no B-roll. As far as when he was sitting beside her messaging this, that definitely is questionable. Because when you hear Chloe explaining that he was messaging her while in ITMs, you don't see her face. You see them messaging in ITMs.
And both of them are on their phones in the ITMs.
Well, that doesn't, I mean, what I'm saying is she said that sentence separate from the part where she's saying he was beside her doing nudes. So they want you to think that he's sitting there messaging this girl on social media asking for nudes while he's in ITMs, but you don't see her saying all of that. You see them sitting in ITMs and you hear her voice, and you do hear like that whole part of the sentence where she's talking. She starts off with saying how this girl was messaging her, and they cut away and you can hear the slight changes in the voice. So they're definitely editing that sentence together. So we really don't know the timeline of this. She could be saying that this is a girl that he messaged before they were exclusive. And maybe later on, he's still messaging her, but maybe not sexual things in ITMs. I'm having a hard time just from what we've seen of Johny. And then from what we've seen of Chloe and how she's been very upset and hurt by the situationship before they define the relationship.
Right. I've got a lot of questions. I mean, for me, first of all, if the phone is broke and you have to go get a new phone, then how is she getting on the broke phone and reading all of this information? That makes no sense to me. The second thing that doesn't make any sense to me is this girl is known for not trusting him. She had cameras all over his house when she was living in Massachusetts so she could see every room that he's in. And you're trying to tell us now that this guy is stupid enough to leave this shit on a phone for her to read? Like,
well, he thought it was broken. Maybe she went and figured out how to fix it with her detective skills to break into it.
Well, regardless, I mean, seriously, with someone that doesn't trust you as much as she does, even in the moment, if you are texting somebody or messaging somebody these kind of messages, that would have been deleted like immediately after texting it, because you are going to know in the back of your mind at any given time she could check his phone. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, the other thing that didn't make sense is he seems very upset about this breakup. He's been kind of a cool-headed person, but he's telling her to go get her stuff or he's throwing it out. What are we missing?
We're missing a lot.
Has he just, I mean,
because she was sitting
there
saying
that narcissists are really good at tricking people, but TLC editors are really good at that too. And
well, it wasn't just that. She's like, he hasn't called to see if I'm okay. He's not called, he doesn't want to be alone with me to get my stuff. And if I didn't come right then, or she didn't want to be alone with him to get her stuff. So if she didn't come right then, he was throwing it out in the yard. And it just seems so out of character for him. From what we've seen so far on the show, I just feel really duped. Like, if this is really how he is.
They have cut out a few episodes and tried to cram it all into one, because I feel like we have been going so slowly through the season and all of a sudden we're just jumping
to Adios
and missing a bunch of stuff. Well, with Manon Anthony, like, oh, he's got a job. Oh, they bought a house. Like, whiplash.
We've completely missed something in this relationship.
Well, hopefully they'll clear it up for us.
Excuse me.
So it doesn't sound great. The friends are like, this is typical Johny. I don't know.
I
have whiplash. I'm not saying I'm team Johny. I'm not saying I'm team Chloe. I'm team confused. We need more information.
I'm team confused.
It's the math ain't mathin'.
No, something's missing.
For sure. Jenny and Sumit, they are having a team meeting with Sumit's brother and sister-in-law after that really fun family picnic they had on their one day off, where Mama Sadna lost her shit.
Kidding.
Jenny, I agree. She is too old for this. I'm too old for this. What is happening? Sumit thinks it is his responsibility to make his mom happy. At what point does mom take responsibility in making sure the family gets along as the head of the family? She's throwing this giant temper tantrum, in my opinion.
Well, I thought that too, but his mom also kept saying something to the effect of, "Are you American now? You're trying to be American." So I kind of felt like maybe it was something more culturally that she was finding disrespectful, maybe, or something like that, or the way he was looking at it.
But what about the brother and sister-in-law who are also like, yeah, you're too much?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying, I'm just
Well,
saying,
but
I thought that
culturally,
maybe she was thinking
how does
culturally.
that make sense? If it's a
I don't-
cultural thing, then the brother and the sister-in-law wouldn't have this same attitude about the mom is too much.
I don't know, because the mom just kept saying, you're trying to be American. You're doing
I think
this
she's
American.
just throwing low blows at them.
Yeah, that's true. That's a possibility. I don't understand what. I really honestly don't understand what the deal is.
Well, and you didn't see the first seasons. She
Right.
did not accept Jenny at all. But there was one point where she was talking about unaliving herself, which
The
is just
mom or Jenny?
the
Oh,
mom.
wow. Okay.
So we have seen emotional manipulation. Like she is throwing a fit to get her way. And they've had this family restaurant for 2 weeks. Sumit's brother has put everything into it. So they're all kind of like, okay, we'll just deal
This
with
has
it. Just
gotta
let her
work.
boss us around.
Yeah.
Look, y'all are fed up with it after 2 weeks. This woman is out of control. Like this is no way to live.
Right.
Before you get deeper into it, find a plan B.
What is the mom trying to control that they're so upset about?
Well, apparently, like how Jenny does everything in the house when Jenny wakes up. Remember, she was saying that Sumit was saying she was treating Jenny like a servant.
Oh,
And
okay.
we've heard similar things from the sister-in-law, and she wants everything so particular. Sumit said, just like, if it's not exactly your way, pick your battles.
Yeah, so it's not a matter of, I just want you to chip in and help. It's more, I want you to help, but it has to be done this way.
Exactly.
And it's
she's
not, it's
using
not acceptable.
Cruel
Okay.
language. And
Yeah, that's not cool.
no.
Mm-mm.
And Sumit, your mom hasn't been happy this whole time. You're not going to crack the code to this a decade later. It's futile. Like, and you need to have mom for the family restaurant. What is the next option? Jenny Spaghetti is going to be slinging spaghetti with the coffee. She's the one that cooks. This is why you don't necessarily do business with family and friends.
True. But, Jenny could try to do a little bit better with the restaurant. I mean, at least the money situation. Let's get her a cash register or whatever so she can at least handle the money and take orders and stuff.
Well, that's not Jenny. We saw Jenny day one where they don't have her properly equipped. They do not have a cash register for her. They do
Right.
not have a card reader. That's not her fault.
No, that's what I just said. I said, get her the equipment that she needs. Get her the cash register or
Right.
whatever
But
so
you said
she can.
Jenny could do better. They could do better. This is just crappy management.
Yeah.
At this point, if mom's throwing a fit, just let her throw the fit. Let her
Yeah.
figure it out herself. She's a big girl. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. That's what I would do.
Well, they're having a meeting on how to kiss ass, though, because they don't want mom pissed off anymore. So, because of the business.
Jenny is done living in this fantasy, though.
Yeah,
It's a
she's not gonna put
fantasy.
up with it anymore.
We know that Sumit really wants this, but it's not just Jenny and Sumit. The brother and the sister-in-law have had these issues with the family. I don't even think the brother and sister-in-law live with his parents.
I thought that they did. Maybe
I thought they live next door because they said there's a 3-year-old next door.
Okay, maybe. But for some reason, I was thinking that she was there as well because, like in the earlier episodes, something with the kitchen when they were cooking or something in there and the sister-in-law was in there. It just made me think that they lived there too, but maybe they don't. I don't know.
There were also issues that she had with the sister-in-law at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And Jenny
Yeah.
was all of a sudden her favorite. So I think this emotional manipulation is something that they all experience. I don't have anything else to say about that. Get out of there, close the family cafe down.
Yeah.
This ain't working. Or teach Jenny how to cook something other than spaghetti.
Mm-hmm. Or just make it, maybe they should have just made it a regular coffee shop and been done with it. Just done the coffee. Maybe bought some donuts or something to serve. I don't
Back to
know.
the drawing table, but we
Yeah.
don't need Mama Sumit cooking
Yeah.
or bothering you guys all day, every day. Use this as your break from Mama Sumit. She can stay at home while you guys go off to the restaurant.
Exactly.
Madelein and Luke, We left off with Jim telling Madelein he's worried because they're getting married and the last 3 weeks have been rough. Jim really pissed me off in this episode.
I know he did.
Your son is 32 years old, sir. But out of this, the way he talked to Madelein, he was talking down to her, telling her that she should trust Luke, that after today, she can't doubt his trust anymore because that will ruin their relationship. He brings up the property and starts like giving her legal advice. What's his before marriage is his. And I think that's fair. He's giving up everything for you, which he also tells her to like look at it from Luke's point of view, completely failing to look at this from Madelein's point of view, which is this business they're building is her job. What is she going to do if he leaves? She's out of job. She's out of husband. She's stuck with kids. Like, look at it from her point of view. She's building this business with him. He's not giving up everything like some major sacrifice. Remember, this was Luke's dream before he proposed to Madelein. The first time he went there, he goes, I want to build a hotel here. And then just happened to meet Madelein, get engaged, now is marrying her. His dream is what he's living aside from Madelein. Remember, at some point, they were having a rough patch and he was texting another girl from Colombia that she was his espousa, his spouse. If it didn't work with Madelein for the green card, he was looking for a plan B to get into Colombia, which I wonder how much Jim knows about that. Jim definitely knows that 2 weeks ago, he was having a bachelor party and lying to Madelein about it, but she should trust him. Like, ignore that. It doesn't matter. You should trust him, even though he lied to you. Does he know that he also was texting some other girl that she was his espousa while he was having a rough patch with Madelein? I just think he needs to stay out of it because his grandson can figure this out himself.
Yeah, I definitely think he stepped over a line here. He doesn't need to be talking to her about this stuff. This is between Luke and Madelein, and even though she's not like my favorite person on the show, and she definitely has her quirks, and so does he. It's none of his dad's business. He shouldn't be having this conversation with her at all.
I feel like there's a power imbalance, too, because she's, 20, 21, and he is a grown man, and the way he was talking to her, it seemed almost intimidating, like he was getting frustrated with her. It was almost like he was trying to bully her into not questioning his son.
I thought it was interesting, though, too, you know, given her personality that we've seen, I was shocked she took it as calm as she did. She was very quiet and listening, and she didn't raise her voice to him anything.
I'm just glad that when we went to the ITM, she was holding her guns. She was like, I don't agree with him.
Yeah, I'd have give it to him right there. She should have given him some what she gives Luke.
But again, she is young. You still have that mentality of respect your elders. So
maybe she should have just told him off, put him in his place. That's what needed to be done. He needed to be put in his place.
It was just very deminimizing, very hypocritical. Like, you need to see this from my son's side, but he's not even willing. He tells her that she's silly
for wanting her name on the property.
That's just so deminimizing and refusing to even be empathetic and see it from her side. If I were her and this was their attitude at this point, fine. You know what, Luke? Put the property in your name. But I'm out from this business. I'm going to, focus on the beauty shop or do something completely different. I'm not going to build my life and my means off of a business where I have no security and you own it. And if things don't go well, that gives you control over me and financially my life. Yeah, fine. Put it in your name, but I would bounce. And he would need to go pay somebody for that labor.
Wouldn't even get married.
Get married. Just do not wrap your stuff into this business. Let him figure it out. He thinks, and rightfully so, because he has, that he can use her for free labor, and that's fine.
Yeah, I'd walk away from everything. I'm just saying.
Why is that? Why not just
Well, I mean,
not work with your spouse. And
well, with this particular couple, I mean, I've said it all along. I don't think these two need to be getting married. I mean, they're just at odds on everything. On everything. I wouldn't just walk away from the business side. I'd walk away from all
but
of
if we're
it.
talking about the business and him putting it in his name and her concern being, I'm about to invest all of this time. What's my resume going to look like? Basically that I ran a business with my husband. If things don't work out between us, what do I do?
Yeah, if I was still going to marry him, I would do what you just said. Yes. I would walk away from the business side of it. I would not give one little pinky at helping
Give him what he's
anything.
asking for, which he doesn't want you on the business, then don't be in the business either.
Exactly.
You can figure it out yourself at this point.
I wouldn't even shred a piece of paper. I wouldn't do nothing. Nothing.
No, I wouldn't pick up the phone.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't give him a connection. He can figure it out.
I wouldn't even give him a ride to a vendor.
Nope. He can take a bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
He can walk.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Jim is saying, like, no guy would sacrifice this for you, I'm sorry, how many men are there on 90 Day Fiancé that are either moving to a different country for their fiancé or moving to the U.S. for their fiancé?
Right. It's the whole show.
He's trying to make her feel like this is the only person who would do this. You should, just not question him? He just frustrated me so much. I liked him until this episode. Now, I think he's a bully. I think he is way crossing a line. He even tells her, you need to trust him, and then turns around and says he's cheated when he was younger, like in the next sentence, which Madelein in ITM says exactly what I'm thinking, which is, how are you going to tell me that? How are you going to say, trust him, and then say he cheated? She says, a tiger sun comes out painted, which I think she meant like a tiger's sun still has stripes. A leopard doesn't change its spots.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I'm sure it's not making her feel any better either.
No,
as far as,
the day before the wedding.
She's already had these trust issues with him anyhow, and you're just going to go ahead and give her like fuel for the flame.
And he's like, oh, when I got married, I stopped cheating. Well, good for you, but the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. And to sit there and assume that the marriage certificate is going to change anything, at least she's not stupid enough to fall for that. Ugh.
Where is Luke during all of this too? Like, why wasn't he there?
He went to take the dogs out for the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to get married, but she needs to say adios to Jim. Send his ass back on a plane as soon as they get married. Bye, Jim.
Hopefully he's not going to stick around.
All right, channel surfers and D have a little surprise. I wanted to share some photos for you with what I did over break. So let's take a look. What did I do over break? I saw wallabies. Look at this little guy. Isn't he cute?
They are so cute. I want one.
Isn't he adorable? So we went to the zoo with some of my son's PK4 friends, and they have this little walkthrough. So you're just like walking in the enclosure with the wallabies and kangaroos. So that's one of the little wallabies. It's called a Bennett's wallaby. And then here are a couple more. Just taking a little nap in the hay. Oh, very cute. Then we have a little kangaroo here hopping around. And then this guy was my favorite. He is just snacking, completely laid out on this red thing. This kangaroo is my vibe. And of course, I was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, Dylan would eat him. No, at least he's safe. At least he's safe at the zoo. He won't be kangaroo patties, Mr. Kangaroo.
So cute.
All that, of course, I had to get some pictures for the channel surfers. Dylan and Pattiya, they're about to go on the world's longest single chairlift span. I don't know how I feel about this. I am afraid of heights.
I never think I'm afraid of heights until I get like up there and I look down and then I'm like, oh, I think I'm afraid of heights. And I always forget.
It reminded me of a ski lift, the chairlifts at a ski resort, which I can handle those. Although I am like sitting all the way to the very back of them and gripping onto everything.
Yeah, I would totally do it. That place was beautiful. I would love to go there.
Pattiya said she didn't know if she's afraid of heights. She had never done anything like that before. I wonder if she's been skiing.
Maybe not.
But I'm definitely afraid. It's not, No doubt. It could be a zip line. Zip lines terrify me. It could be a Ferris wheel.
I think the worst I felt was at the top of the Empire State Building. That's when I really realized, okay, I might be afraid of heights.
So they're going out for this little walk, and they go up the chairlift, and Pattiya gets to feed a wallaby right out of her hand. It's very cute. And I was surprised because they said that there was wallaby poop, I guess, around his
Mom's
house. So I figured that they had seen some already. I didn't know. Did they? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I would have thought so too.
Pattiya says not much has changed. It's been a month. Dylan still talks to his mom a lot. She still hasn't paid off the debt. Did we ever talk about what the plan was for her to pay off the debt? I mean, we know that she's not dancing there. We know that we talked about Dylan's budget and his ability to support her. So was the plan for him to pay off the debt? I don't know if we ever talked about.
That's what the impression that I got. I mean, she even said he hasn't paid off my debt. She didn't say we haven't paid off my debt. She said he hasn't paid off my debt.
So nothing has changed. Color me shocked. And then they say they have a pattern of just kind of sweeping things under the rug, though. So over the last 12 years.
That's why it's still been 12 years.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, though, for them to be able to just put things aside and enjoy each other's company, especially if it's not something that is a deal breaker for either of them. Like, yeah, there's going to be things that you're not the same person as your partner. There's going to be things that get on your nerves. So the ability to just like put it aside and keep enjoying life, that I think that's an important trait.
I think that's probably also pretty consistent with most marriages. I mean, they haven't made it 12 years because they don't put things aside. And I think that shows, they basically have been operating like a married couple.
But on core issues, I mean, they can't just ignore things.
No.
For example, finances. I mean, I guess they could. We see people who do. Anyway, but they're not. They're both cognizant of the debt issue, and it seems like they both have the common goal of having it resolved, and probably the common fear of getting back into it. Pattiya, she doesn't want to be in debt, and Dylan doesn't want her to be in debt, and it's a hard cycle to break.
Yeah, I think his biggest concern has been her lifestyle and the changes that would have to be done for her to live there with him.
It's been a month and we haven't seen her like going crazy spending either.
No, but the last episode, she had talked about going back to Texas or back to stripping for like 6 months to pay the debt off. Yeah. And I think he was a little concerned with that.
Again, I would just find out what the creditors could do to her in Australia. And that's just me.
Well, maybe they'll listen to the podcast and take your advice.
I'm not giving advice. This is not legal advice. I'm just saying this is what
I would
talk
do.
I would go talk to an Australia attorney.
Yeah, that's what I meant as far as advice.
Toe in the line.
Yes.
So they get to the top and they're looking over this river. And I wrote down, look at how Dylan is like just staring at her. He is so into her. And he's telling her about this sequoia tree that's like 3,000 years old. Pattiya asked how old the rocks are. And I was like, probably so old that they make me and Dee look like zygotes, which is a good thing. And then I started crying. I know you didn't start crying, Dee, because you don't cry. Dee is dead inside. Channel surfers, you know this. I thought this was beautiful. Dylan, he says, and I wrote it down because I just thought I loved the metaphor in it. So nicely written. Dylan is a poet, but when two souls are destined to be together, they are bound by an invisible thread. The thread may stretch, it may tangle, but it will never break. Because when something's meant to be, it will always find a way. This ring symbolizes that thread, but the thread's no longer invisible. It's in plain sight for everyone to see.
Oh.
Day, Mom.
No, shut up.
That's what I saw. And that's when Pattiya said, heck no, we won't go. No, just kidding. All right, so Mom realized maybe don't call. Maybe he put his phone on Do Not Disturb for this.
For this.
Mama didn't call. And Pattiya says yes. She's stopping him during it like, oh my gosh, are you doing what I think you're doing? Which when he started this, he was crying. He was crying. She was crying.
He cried through the whole thing.
As soon as I saw the tears in his eyes, all caps,
he's
oh
doing
shit,
it.
he's proposing.
He's doing it. Yay. The proposal has come.
It was adorable.
It was.
I've liked this couple.
Mm-hmm. And what a great setting to do it in.
And way to make up for asking her to marry you without a ring in bed on Christmas.
Yes. Good job. Good job, Dylan.
And he put a lot of thought into that. I mean, that's not something that Chat GPT writes. Chat GPT is an idiot when it comes to writing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get on my soapbox about we don't have a bionic human heart. Why do we think we're going to have a bionic human brain? But anyway, I digress. I loved it. Pattiya, she's never taking the ring off, which immediately I'm thinking, I wonder where in the house my ring is right now. Because I take it off all the time. And
I was actually sitting there thinking, don't pawn it. Don't pawn it.
Oh, still got to pay back that debt.
Yeah, don't pawn it.
Don't pawn it. No, I found mine when I was getting dressed. But Dylan, he's like, look, things aren't perfect. Things are never going to be perfect. But that's okay. And he recognizes she has made a massive step selling everything and coming to be with him. She didn't put her life on pause. He sold everything to go be with him. And he wants to give her that commitment, give her a solid foundation to make her feel more secure. Chloe, don't get any ideas.
No.
They have been together 12 years, not 1 year. Look, they're basically married without the papers. Point. So Chloe, don't get any ideas. But yeah, Pattiya looked amazing. She said if she would have known, she would have dressed up more, which I'm thinking she is dressed to the nines for a nature hike. She has on red pants. What was she going to wear? Like a glitter dress? Her nails looked amazing. They were pink and she had her nails done.
Lauren, she would be so disappointed with us if she could see how we dress.
Womp womp.
Our pajamas.
That channel surfer on TikTok who said that I should move away from my microphone. I said, well, how else am I going to hide my double chin?
I'm trying to hide my whole face. I don't really care. I probably wouldn't listen to the advice.
So that was a great episode.
It was.
I laughed. I cried. I wanted to kill Luke's dad. Couldn't expect more for our first 90 day of 2026.
Yeah.
Channel surfers, what did you think about this episode? Manon Anthony saying adios to the parent.
Chloe saying adios to Johny.
Hopefully Madelein saying adios to Jem. Just get your butt back home.
Jenny adios to mom-in-law.
And Pattiya and Dylan saying adios to the single life.
Yeah. Good episode.
Great stuff. All right. Well, we will be back on the 9th with Traders. I'm very excited.
Me too.
Our costumes are coming in the mail today and tomorrow.
Yes, we are going to be wearing costumes for hosting that.
We have costumes. Very excited. And then we will see you with Sister Wives on Monday, 90 Day again on Tuesday. We're wrapping up Sister Wives. I watched the Cult of the Real Housewives documentary. That was really good.
Oh, I didn't even know there was something like that out there.
I also watched the first episode for this season. It just aired this week of the first 48. It took place in North Charleston, which I moved from North Charleston 2 years ago, like about 15 minutes up the street. And literally one of the suspects is arrested in my old neighborhood. I was screaming.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I was like,
wow.
I know that road. That's where I used to Pokemon hunt. So that one might be kind of fun to cover. But right now, we just have Traders. I know that Sister Wives is wrapping up soon.
And we're pretty busy with work.
2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. But those are just some of the ideas I have for maybe some things we'll cover over the next month. So there's some things to expect. Channel surfers, if you have any requests, let us know. Come on over to our social media. We've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe, do all the fun things. Come chat with us. We love chatting with the channel surfers. We're always smiling and laughing at your comments. When he was like, move the microphone from your face, I was like, oh my God, I have to hide like 5 different chins. Look, All right. I at least counted 2 there. I at least counted 2. All right, Channel Surfers, we love you. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you later this week with Traders. Bye.
Let's ride.
Tune